What is up, Goat World? It is me, your boy JDZ, and I am back at you with a Goat format video. Another Goat format video. What am I on? I'm so excited I can't even talk straight. But guess what? Promises made, promises laid. I got the real one in the building today. Another player that is really, really, really near and dear to my heart. One of my favorite players to watch. Probably one of the best players in the game right now. So if you're new to this game, you really want to pay attention to this episode because I have a real certified champion in the building that's going to teach you guys a little bit because we're back in the coach's corner. All right. I haven't been playing too well, so I need some more coaching. With me today, I have none other than probably, like I said, one of the top tier players of our game right now, Mr. Alvarado, coming in today. Please, champ, talk to him. Let them know who you are if they don't know. This man's been putting work in this game for the past 20 years or so. You know what I'm saying? So just tell him about yourself, man. Tell him about how you got into GOATs, and we can go and fire this thing off.
Yeah, JDZ, appreciate you having me on. What's going on, GOAT World? Your boy Anthony Alvarado, Mr. Alvarado, A Alvarado, 44 Alvarado.
Hey,
The Boricua champion. We're in the building. Back in the day, the Shark. Many nicknames, but again, I'm very excited to be on here with you guys and to share some of my knowledge, some of my experiences. For those who are unfamiliar with who I am, my name again, Anthony Alvarado. Many people know historically the GOAT format is where the boom of teams began, and I was one of the original founders of Team Overdose. It was myself, Brian Cornell, Rymus Lizo. We established a team on the East Coast in order to challenge the West Coast teams that were traveling throughout the country. And back in the GOAT format, that's again where the team boom started. And we found an opportunity for us to begin traveling and putting our names on the map. We didn't like the idea of people on the East Coast talking about this West Coast team coming over and they're going to dominate everyone. Instead, we took that mantle and decided to start traveling. So we accumulated a bunch of talented players, and we formed what historically probably went down as one of the best teams ever created, Team Overdose.
oh wow, okay. Yeah. So best team ever. I think that's I don't know. People talk about Rampage. People talk about Comic Odyssey. There are other teams that were killing the game back in those days too, man. So I don't know, best team. I don't know. What do you think? I mean, obviously you got your bias. What do you think about those other teams that were killing it back in the day too?
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, all these other teams they showed up. They played events, but in every event you went to, you saw us predominantly there in presence. There's strength in numbers, and we had our team, travel the country faster or just as fast as any other team. The only other team that traveled as much as we did in 2005 was Comic Odyssey. So, half the battle is availability and just showing up, and we used to show up, and we would show up anywhere from 5 to as high as 15 players, and we dominated many of those top spots, and that's not to take away from, Odysseys and Rampages of the world. But when you look at the calendar back in '05, we were the ones that were hitting the road, and we were in the car renting, vans and doing what we could to get, having these road trips and flying out to the West Coast. And we definitely put our name on the map very quickly. From the very first event we showed up at Shonen Jump, New Jersey, and the very next event we went to, I won Shonen Jump Charlotte. So that's where some of my legacy victories come into play, where I was the first person on our team to win a Shonen Jump championship, and then we went on to Worlds and sent 2 of our guys to the World Championships. I went to Nationals and sent 2 of our guys to the World Championships.
Man,
so
that's
we
super.
definitely
That's super
made
impressive.
a quick impact.
That's super impressive, man. And just so would you say that is the reason how you got so successful so quickly, and just having that steel sharp steel mentality, being on a team, training together, trying to find the best strategy? Is that how you think you hone your skills during that timeline?
Yeah, one of the key mistakes that people make when they think about the development of a team is, just gather a bunch of, good players and you'll have the best outcomes. I think, you're some of your parts, and what we ended up having was a team of people who had different strengths, and not just in cards. I mean, we had people who were old enough to drive and had licenses. We had people who would be able to, who owned a car that would take us to places, right? We had folks on our team that were, fortunate financially, so they were able to accumulate carpool for us. We had folks that had parents that were allowing us to stay up 3-4 in the morning in the basement playing cards, right? So definitely the environment, the folks that were involved, there were cheerleaders on the team, because you need those too. You need those people to say, hey, I suck, but I'll be your whooping boy and let you practice on me. And at the tournaments, I'm gonna root for you.
uh,
Those people motivate you when you're down. It's just you need those type of people
oh
around
man,
you
I don't want to be
to
that
be
guy. I don't
successful.
want to be that guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, nobody does,
Yeah.
but everybody plays their part, and if you play your part, that's what happens. You formulate a championship team. I mean, like you said, steel sharpens steel.
So when did you stop playing? Have you been playing throughout this entire time? Did you get into the current game?
Uh,
Or did you kind of after a while you just kind of broke contact and then came back later on?
yeah, so I first got in the game in 2004 in a New York regional, and I started playing goat format the following year, and that's when I started traveling. I traveled to different countries, to different states for almost 7 to 8 years, very competitively.
Hmm.
Um, these events were not only for competitive, but for lucrative advantage for me. So, like, I would travel to these events with the idea of making thousands of dollars on a weekend while still
Wow.
trying to compete at the highest level. I would say I was successful in a sense. My first home, a lot of it was purchased with money earned through
Wow.
grinding in Yu-Gi-Oh. So Yu-Gi-Oh pays the bills sometimes if you're doing it right, and I was one of those folks that were fortunate enough to take advantage of a market that allowed me to be successful and to capitalize on the eagerness and the popularity of the game. So it was definitely great for me. I did stop in 2012 playing
Okay.
competitively and traveling. That's about the same time I decided to move down to Florida and purchase my first home. It was just the right time for me to step away from the game. And the only reason I'm back now is I think it was in 2020 when COVID hit. A lot of people had interest in beginning to play again.
Hmm.
And my best friend Christopher Perovic, many of you may know, shout out to Chris. He said, would you be interested in getting back into playing Go format? And for me, I always knew Yu-Gi-Oh is sort of like an addiction type thing, right? It's one of those things you can walk away and you hope that you never pick it back up because once you do, it starts to consume part of your life. But when I decided to do it, obviously I had more time because of COVID, so it was like, okay, I have time to
Mm.
actually dedicate to it, and it won't consume me. And with maturity, I've also learned to manage my time a lot better. So definitely was excited to get back into it. I accepted his invitation to get back into GOAT format, and after you knock off a couple, rusts
Yeah.
and a couple months here and there, the card pool's the same. Obviously, the mechanics are the same, but it's just a matter of getting those repetitions in, and we'll go deeper into that when we go over some gameplay and we'll start talking about strategy and stuff.
Man, that's an incredible story, man. I'm so glad that you're back and you came back in a major way. Like if you guys don't know, I can't even list all the tops and titles that this that my guest has, and how successful he's been over this season, the previous season, several invites to the Go Format World Championship, Go Format World League MVP, FLC champion, and Show to Jump champion, Patreon winner, all the stuff, everything you want to accomplish in our current game and in the retro game as well. Our champion has done just that. So what we're going to do, if you're not familiar with how the Coach's Corner works, is I try to entice a champion level player to come onto the program, and then we will go over one of their championship performing decks, and then we will together make any changes they would have to kind of update it to the most current meta game. Go onto the ladder, play a game together. I'll discuss what moves I will make. They will tell me the champion level play, and then in hopes that I will become a better player, because that is my goal. If I'm not the best player, I have a lot of issues, a lot of weaknesses in my game, and I have the champion here, so maybe he can get me right. So that's the plan. So that's what we're going to do. You ready to do this, champ?
Absolutely, I'm excited because I haven't picked up this deck since the Patreon, but it's still a viable option. So I definitely want to talk a little bit about it, give some insight, and then coach you through it.
All right, let's go. So here is the deck, folks. Here is the deck. I have it up on the screen. This is the deck that Anthony Alvarado took to Patreon 21, I believe, and he came in first place. It is a Chaos Turbo deck, tweaked and modded out his own special way. So I'll let him talk to you guys about this deck and why he made it this way, and we can make any changes, and then we're going to hop onto the ladder and make it happen. So what do you think about this deck, champ? Would you run this deck again? I know Worlds is right around the corner. You're going to have to bring some heat to that because that's going to be an absolutely stacked event. That's the premier event of the season. What do you think about this deck? What changes would you make? Why'd you build it this way?
So just to start off, I think one of the key things that will stand out to people right away is some of the unique card choices. Many people look at a standard Chaos Turbo list and they ideally see about 35 to 36 cards that are exactly the same. The other cards are sort of flex spots, and those attributed to maybe a Jar Greed, Solemn Judgment, a single trap dust shoe you've seen more recently from the more common builds. But for me, going into this Patreon, I've been joining, entering every one of these Patreons, and I wanted to sort of use these flex spots to give me advantages in specific matchups. So right before the event, I was looking for a deck that performed well enough that I can use as a skeleton, and I landed on Jace's deck from one of the prior events. And looking at Jace's deck, I saw what he was able to accomplish. I believe it was a 7-2 record, and I said, well, if he was able to pilot this deck for a 7-2 record successfully, I can definitely look at the skeleton and make additional tweaks to it. The second thing I noticed was one of my good friends from New York, Duck Duck Goose, shout out to Duck Duck Bing Bong. He was constantly having success in these tournaments with the trio, a trip set of trap dust shoes. I took those two concepts, and sometimes it's a matter of putting pieces together from, again, not necessarily players who have similar play styles, but just ideas that you see working in the current environment and trying to use that to your advantage. So that Sakuretsu that was in the main deck was actually a third trap dust shoot when I went to go submit this deck list. Literally at 11:59 or 11:58, I saw Lucas. Shout out to Lucas. Join, and ideally that's one more warrior player in the field. So I looked at the bracket. I said, okay, I'm gonna swap out one of these trap dust shoots. There's just too many warrior players, and as a panic last decision, I just threw in the Saku. So that's exactly how this build ended up the way it was. I was very comfortable with Jace's build, tweaked it a little bit to my own stuff, added Ducks, and then Lucas, put a little fear in warrior for me last second, doing that Sakuretsu. So I'll tell you one thing though, I should not have been afraid because that Saku was trapped.
Oh man.
So
Okay.
very first change we're going to make to this list before we talk about the side deck is we're going to cut that Sakuretsu armor and we're going to slide that MST from the side deck into the main.
All right, let's do that. That's an easy fix. So I'm gonna put it back up here. I'm gonna put it over here somewhere. Okay, we're gonna save that.
So one of the things I'll shout out about MST was it was a card that I always found myself consistently side decking in. And to young players or new players or even experienced players coming into the game, if you find yourself always bringing in a card against the most popular matchups, you're probably better off just main decking it. So it's one of those situations where it does fine against the Jar Greed, Solemn Judgment, Chaos Turbo, as long as you're end phasing properly and picking and choosing your right spots against Solemn Judgment. It does great against Warrior because they have the Revival spell and trap, as well as Solemn Judgments and Snatch Steal, of course. And it does well in the Panda for obvious reasons. You get those floodgates. So MST is one of those cards that at the time I thought multiple Jar Greeds. I don't want it as a spot. I can flex it out, go for the third trap dust shoe, which I thought gave me a bigger advantage in the mirror match. But I felt like the MST is viable in this situation. So I just wanted to first start off by throwing that in.
Okay.
The other thing in the main deck that you'll notice is those two Golem Sentries. Picked up a lot of steam, the events leading into this, but then it sort of died down slightly. And I said that was sort of a mistake. And the people who still were piloting it, like Jace, maybe Kevin IRL, they were still seeing success with it. And it's ideally good for those people who are unfamiliar with setting itself and being able to control the board against Chaos Turbo. Chaos Turbo is very dependent on their normal summons, being able to set that monster and being able to flip it the following turn. So every turn you actually flip it back, it's a compulse on a stick. And what they can't do is they can't set, and you just keep resetting their field. They're never able to start floating it. And if you look at the attacks of any one of the monsters in the Chaos Turbo deck, outside of Breaker at 19, they don't have anything that could really run it over directly in battle. Even any player teching a main deck Kaiku, they can't beat over that 1800 defense. So it's definitely a stickler. And they have to actually hit it with a tribe and discard, hit it with anything in snatch, or they have to waste a chaos monster to get over it. So it's very important that you understand the advantages to it and the disadvantages. The disadvantages are they can run it over with a chaos, and that's basically about it in the mirror match. So it's not much. They can obviously use a trap against it or snatch it, but be very careful with those.
Okay, okay. So, what do you feel? I know there's a debate, that a never-ending debate, a always raging debate, wing blast versus Regeki break. I see that you've elected to go with the Regeki break variety in this deck. What is your take on wing blast for Regeki break, and why did you elect to go Regeki break here?
My honest opinion is it's dependent on the environment, the metagame. So, me, if you're preparing for a tournament where the field is very wide and varied, where you're going to see an unknown number of warrior and panda in the field, you're better off going with Regeki breaks. Even though people say it's better to just reset some of the cards in warrior, I think it's those kaikus can be a problem if you can't actually get rid of them permanently. And because warrior only has the blackluster soldier, like to me, that's one chaos monster. You're not too concerned about the monsters hitting the graveyard. Against Panda, obviously, you want to get rid of those floodgates permanently. It sucks when a floodgate comes back and you don't have the ammunition to sort of get through it in one big turn, especially when they have Ojamas locking you up. But I will say, if you have a more concentrated field for those players who are dealing with, for example, a more goat control or a
Hmm.
more chaos turbo environment, my opinion is you're better off going with Phoenix Wind Blast.
Okay.
And here's why. If you're looking at a standard Thunder Dragon Chaos control deck, sending back those Thousand Eyes restricts back into the extra deck, they don't get that dark. So it's very hard for them to put that immediate Magician of Faith, Metamorphosis, Light Dark combo, so they can make
Right.
their Chaos Sorcerers live. When it comes to the Chaos Turbo matchup, a lot of times it comes down to how quickly can you get to your deck. At one point, I started watching replays, and I would notice that the player who dug through their deck faster or
Hmm.
were deeper into the deck usually turned out to be the winner. So that's why the jar of greeds, all that stuff started coming in handy because players, I was 20 cards deep in my deck and my opponent was at card number 28 still left in deck. So I knew I was a lot further in. So the Phoenix Wind Blast in that matchup obviously sets them back turns, doesn't allow them to get to their Trinity, doesn't let them get that snowball rolling down the hill because
Right.
once it does, Chaos Turbo's ceiling is too high. So, again, Phoenix Wind Blast completely better in the mirror match. In this particular field with a Patreon where you have Panda, you have unexpected decks show up, you have Warrior and Chaos Turbo to deal with, I felt it was safer to go with Regeki Break. But again, that's all going to be depicted on meta, and sometimes you may want to side deck additional Spell Trap in the side deck, a
Hmm.
Dust and a third Regeki Break, or if you're maining two Wing Blast, side deck a Dust Tornado and a Regeki Break, so that way you have some of that actual removal for those matchups.
Nice. See, write that down, folks. Make sure you pay attention to what he's saying. The champ is absolutely spitting right now. So get that stuff locked in, and make sure you take it to heart. So let's tell me about this side deck. I see you got this breaker in the side deck, and I just want to play breaker so bad. Breakers, I feel breaker as a novice budding player to try to become a better player. I think breaker is the staple. I want to play him. You got him in the side deck. What do you tell me about that?
Breaker is one of those cards going into the event that I felt there was a lot less solemns coming
Mm,
into play. So in the CT matchup, I found myself constantly hitting jar greeds.
right.
And there were less solemns, maybe trap dust shoots. So everything that was back there was attainable. I also felt that warriors they started running jar greeds also,
Mm,
reducing the number of Sakuretsu armors. And again, between them having 2 to 3 trap dust shoots and solemn judgments, I felt while Breaker was great to possibly absorb a solemn, typically they had 3 or 4 back rows back there, and Breaker coming down, sometimes you just let him break. And because he's so small at 16, Warrior just pins over him with an 18 or a 2000. So I didn't ever feel like I was getting a 2 for 1, which is where Breakers really shines when he's able to break a set Sakuretsu and run over that Don Zalug, or break a set and run over DD War Lady. That just felt like it never happened enough for me, so I put it to the side deck. I'll say I never missed it in this particular event,
okay.
but I will say it is something that I currently run in my deck now, and that's because Solemn Judgments are a little bit more on the rise in Chaos Turbo from what I'm seeing. The Jar Greed count has been reduced, and it's just a solid card to have in a pinch, a varied field.
Okay.
So because of that, Breaker does make it back into the main deck. I'll actually, where do you think you want to fit the Breaker in the main deck, and then I'll give you my opinion.
I would cut another monster. I would either, or excuse me, I would cut either a monster, or I'd put the MS, not MST. I'm sorry. I would cut either one of the Golem Sentries, and it's always the Book of Moon. We always cut Book of Moon. I don't know why. Book of Moon has a lot of value, so I would probably either cut the Golem Sentry or the MST to play the Breaker. Am I wrong?
No, I mean it depends, right? So we're gonna play this on a ladder.
Yeah.
So the ladder, we experience a lot of chaos turbo, a lot of reasoning gate. So I find that there is value in MST. I find that there's value
Yeah.
in Book of Moon. I do find value in Golem Century. So to be honest, one of the things that I want to try to do is actually let's cut down on a trap dust shoot and let's add the extra monster in.
Okay.
Just because I still want to be able to see those cards. I think one other option that you didn't mention was that Dekoichi seems a little
Uh,
bit out of place. So actually, let's do that. Let's just take out Dekoichi. We won't miss it. It was a single copy, and we'll work those Knight Assailants with just those 4 flips. So
okay.
let's put the trap dust. Okay. And because the ladder has a lot of reasoning gate, typically the way I construct my side deck, and this is a tip for all the players, is I look at how many cards I plan on side decking out in a particular matchup, and then fill in those slots in the side deck. And eventually, you start seeing your Venn diagram of cards that are consistent or good against multiple decks.
Okay.
So, for example, those scapegoats and metamorphosis seems like a real easy, quick, like I can put that in against warrior. But what a lot of people don't realize is that you also bring that in against reasoning gate turbo. I
Mm.
mean, they try to OTK you, you're swinging in with some scapegoats. All of a sudden, you protect yourself. Thousand Eye slows them down, can actually absorb their largest monster to run over their smallest monster, or however you want to regain the field. The second piece to that is obviously Thunder Dragon Metamorphosis equals Balter. So stopping their spells really hurts them. So
Mm.
there's definitely some options here for us in the side deck. So just as a filler for now, since we want to get to the game, we can throw in a third copy of Scapegoat and a third copy of
Oh
Metamorphosis.
wow,
And
we're
then I'll
going.
walk
You know me. You know me, man. If you've seen me, you know I love me some scapegoats and I love me some metamorphosis. So this is going to be something that I'm interested in. It may get sided in early and often. All right, so let's go ahead and bypass these limits real quick and get this thing in there. So here is the deck that we are going to be playing on the ladder. Coach's corner. I got the coach in my ear. I fear for my enemy because I don't think they're going to stand a chance. So I'm going to save this real quick and we're going to hop into this thing.
Before we actually hop into the game, one of the last tips I have for players that are just new to the game or want to get more comfortable in tournament play is understanding what it is you're going to be siding in and out for each matchup.
Okay.
And a pro tip from me to you all is to actually put the cards that you want to side out in particular matchups towards the bottom of your deck. So in this particular case, when we go against Warrior, what we're probably going to end up doing is siding in everything in our side deck but the Death Wombats and the Mystic Walks. So JDZ, do me a favor and slide those 2 Mystic Walks behind the Death Wombats.
Okay.
Okay. So now that I can look at my side deck against Warriors, I'm probably going to bring in these 11 cards. So I need to think about what 11 cards I will be siding out against Warrior.
All right.
Typically, what I would side out against Warrior,
Okay.
I'm going to start off with that DMOC. So I'll grab that DMOC and I'll slide it to the very end of my list. So I'll just bring it to the bottom. 2 Golem Sentries definitely got to come out because those get beat over by Blade Knights.
Mm-hmm.
Start thinking about cards like Nobleman and Crossout.
Gotta go. I mean, even though they do bring in those spies, don't be tempted. They bring in some flips. Just deal with those few flips they bring in and just ride it out, man, because it's not worth it.
And it's especially since our strategy is going to be bringing in those Metamorphosis and Scapegoats. And another reason those are pretty good is because if they do bring in Spy Mobius, then we're prepared because they're obviously thinking Sakuretsus are coming in. So
Okay.
since we're going to be bringing in 3 Decree, we have to take out some of those traps. So I'll start off with the Call of the Haunted. Definitely taking out those 2 Regeki breaks and those 2 Trap Dust Shoots.
All right.
So you can slide them to the end because I just like them in order. So we're going to slide them to the end.
Okay.
So at this point we have 11 or 10 cards for our 11. So at this point I'm thinking to myself, I have 2 options. I can reduce the number of side deck cards I plan on bringing in against Warrior.
Okay.
I can take out one of those side decks cards and bring in something else that may be more important for a different matchup. Or I can find one more card to take out. So in this case, I'm actually going to do something different. I'm going to take out that 3rd Metamorphosis, drop from the whole thing, and let's bring in a Mind Control. That way we have one more card to help us in the actual CT matchup.
Gotcha.
So
I
if you
see.
look at what I'm doing now, taking those last 10 cards out, particularly in the Warrior matchup, and in my side deck, the way I have it sorted is I have the last 10 cards of the side deck easy for me to switch and flip-flop, right? I can bring in those 3 goats, those 2 metas to defend me, those 2 Zombiras, and 3 goats. 3 Decree, excuse me. So you see, it's a matter of making myself as comfortable as possible going into these matchups. And this is one of the things that's going to relieve some of my anxiety going against Warrior. I'm going to be ready and prepared to know that these 10 are going to swap out for those 10. So any matchup you have like that, whether it's Panda Burn, whether you're playing against Reasoning Gate Turbo, or if you're piloting a different deck like Warrior, maybe you want these 12 cards ready for you to bring in the mirror match. Have
Okay.
yourself set up for success by putting the environment ready for you. So hit save like this, and that way we can get ready to play.
Man, let's do it. Let's do it, y'all. Man, I'm writing all this down. I'm writing all this down. But as we're waiting on the game, I'll just talk about some of my struggles and weaknesses that I have. I think I have a severe lack of focus issue. Some of it I can control, some of it I can't. You know, I've had some issues in my personal life. I'm not going to really get into that, but I just have a severe lack of focus, and I tilt extremely bad. What can I do to kind of mitigate that, man? Because when things aren't going well, I'm just like, hey, man, this is woe is me, and I get down on myself and I start making even worse plays and start spiraling out of control. So, what would you say to somebody like me who has these type of issues when they're playing this game, trying to become more competitive?
I can appreciate that question because we've all been there before.
Yeah.
Even when I first started playing the game, obviously surrounded by my friends, I had a support system with people who wouldn't let me feel down about losses. Even when win, loss, or draw, they would always support me. But actually, this came up recently. So this exact deck that we're talking about, I just helped a player who's going to the Go Grand Prix over in Connecticut. He's going to be piloting this deck. I wish him the best of luck. I'll shout him out after the video. But what I want to say is, I told him to make sure he stays focused. I told him to make sure he takes every game as its own entity. Never allow one game to drag into the next one. And you're going to take every play as its own. It sounds very cliche, but you can only take it one step at a time.
Hell yeah.
So Dark Icarus Silver. He
Dark.
seems like a scissor. He sounds like he
Oh,
looks like he throws scissors.
Oh, so you metagame it out. So he's throwing scissors. We're throwing rock. I like that. I like that.
Oh,
Oh, Dark Icarus got it. I'm a dice roll. Usually I roll the dice, but you kind of
we're not doing that.
he's got a sharp image. You know what I'm saying? So I'll hit him with the HF. I don't say GL anymore. I don't wish my opponent GL. I just hit him with HF. You know, have fun. I don't know if that's protocol or nothing. Should I hit him with a GL too? I'm hitting him with GL. We got a champion
You're
to go.
broken. You're breaking. Look, the protocol is that they say nothing, you say nothing.
If they say nothing, I say nothing. Oh, okay.
They say nothing, you say nothing. If they say something, you say likewise. That's
Okay.
it.
Is that it? All
You
right.
don't give them good luck. Likewise.
All right.
Whatever they wish you.
Nothing. All right, so I'm going first. It looked like they set two, discarded Thunder Dragon. So what I'm trying to do, I guess, oh, nice hand. I'm trying to analyze what my opponent might be playing. I think it could be some type of turbo or some chaos control, or maybe chaos turbo Thunder Dragons. So here's another dilemma: pot before upstart, upstart before pot. That is a situation that has come up a couple times in the War League. Which do you play first here? I'm gonna go.
I'm always going to upstart, regardless of what many bodies math equation says. I'm always going to upstart, see if I see the Thunder Dragon first.
Okay.
Declare the effect.
All right, he's cool with it. So he gave me 1,000. I'll draw, get the Souk. Okay, and I'm gonna play it. Right, we're gonna play it. Yeah,
We're going to go all in.
let's do it. If he solemns it, he solemns it. Oh, he's cool with that too. Okay, we're gonna draw two, get the BLS, and get the Spy. Okay, so I want, as much as I want to set this faith and just get that pottery, I'm fairly certain it's gonna get knocked. So I'm thinking Spy.
Absolutely. I think a lot of folks get greedy and try to resolve faith as quickly as possible without knock checking. You're definitely going to want to knock check here. And I think it's safe to hold on to both Torrential and Regeki Break and just set the Trap Dust Shoot. You don't have proper discard fodder, and you don't want to unintentionally force yourself to answer a breaker. I saw in your last video with the most powerful deck ever, you literally talk yourself into saying this Mirror Force is probably bad, and you walked right into the breaker anyway. So we're going to avoid that play now.
Oh, main deck mind control. Okay, I wasn't paying attention, so I didn't get my Trap Dust Shoot off. I should have been focused. My bad. But he got me with the main deck mind control. That's cool. Cause I got this Souk.
Flip it.
He's gonna flip it. I got this Souk on board. He's checking it out. That's fine.
One of the things you could do here, now that since you faulted the Trap Dust Shoot, you can actually wait a little bit for a dark, or until you feel like you need to understand what's in his hand.
Okay.
So if you look at his hand now, you'll know whether or not your faith is safe. So that's one way to look at it. Another way to look at it is you can wait to him to get a dark in the graveyard, which now he's putting the dark on field, to see if he has any chaos monsters. So what do you think you should do in this situation?
I kind of, since I know he's going premature, so he's going for maximum damage. I don't really like this move that my opponent is doing, so I'm thinking we should go ahead and wait. Hold for a
I'm gonna
second.
hold on. Only because he's also at 4 cards in hand now, so you have to start thinking whether or not you're gonna need to trap dust shoot. You can wait for him to attack since he went there, but he went preemptively faster than you did. But the idea here is once he plays that premature, he's down to 4, so you have to be very careful not to allow him to go into main phase 2. So
Oh,
at the end of
damn it.
battle phase, you may want to trap dust shoot.
Oh, he got me. He did too fast. He's doing, but he's gonna draw into that. He's gonna draw into that fourth one. I think
Fair.
he's gonna draw into that fourth one. So he kind of saved. I knew he had those two thunder dragons in his hand anyway. So maybe I got a little too late, too lax. Okay, I'm gonna lock in a little bit. All right, so we're gonna go standby. We're gonna go main. Having him hit like an MST would just be terrible. Should I go Tsukiyomi here? Is that worth it?
You have two options. He already used the mind control.
Uh huh.
Typically players will nobleman before mind control. So pro tip here is if he's mind controlled that turn 1, he could be thinking you're greedy and didn't want to knock and try to steal it. Personally, in this case, I may put that spy in defense mode. There's no rush to get rid of that thunder dragon and that premature, and I may just set the faith here and possibly just pass. You have your lion dark on the field. He doesn't seem to be able to get past the spy. He doesn't have a chaos live on deck, so
I'm gonna
you should
shoot
be in good
here.
shape.
I'm gonna shoot him up here. I'm gonna get that shoot because he's got Karibo main deck. What is my adversary doing here?
Like that.
I'm gonna go ahead and send that Karibo back. Shout out to Dark Icarus Silver, rocking the Karibo main deck. He's got that delinquent duo, so hopefully he does not, hit my blacklisted soldier here. We're gonna see. I'm not even gonna shuffle. I'm gonna let him do what he's gonna do. Let's see what happens.
Proper plays you don't shuffle. Don't be rude.
Oh, he got a one. He got a Sork. Okay. So Sork's gonna go ahead and go to the graveyard. Why is he rolling again? I think I'm gonna get rid of his Regeki break because it's not getting any better. I don't think. Why is he rolling again? Okay. We're gonna go ahead and throw out the
Well, hold on. Before you discard the Regeki break, you tell me he only discards one.
yeah.
Before you discard the Regeki break, you're also gonna get back your pot of greed potentially here. And torrential, you're not gonna want to torrential your spy off board. So
Right.
you have to think about what's gonna be better protecting your BLS,
True.
especially if you decide to drop them soon. Regeki break's a lot better.
Oh,
So
you're
I
damn.
personally would get rid of the torrential.
You are correct, man. I am absolutely a bozo, dude. That is the correct play. Okay, so Torrential is gone, and now he's gonna continue his turn. Let's see what he has set down there. Two Thunder Dragons are in hand. I have to remember that. That's where my focus issues come in. I'll just be like, oh, he's got two cards in his hand. What can they be? I'll be playing around stuff that can't even be can't even be involved in the game. So let's.
In versions of the deck where you don't play Solemn Judgment, you definitely gotta be careful when your Regeki break pops. You
Hmm,
want to be able to protect yourself from snatches. In this particular case, setting a clear shot for your BLS or protecting your BLS with Regeki break is probably something you want to do. You can't do that necessarily with Torrential. Also, him giving away Karibo and Thunder Dragon, there's no real threat for Torrential to stop it at this point either. So
right. Okay, so he's gonna attack. I'll get my Magician of Faith to activate, and I'm grabbing the Pot of Greed back to the hand, and we're chilling. We're chilling. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and start the turn. Draw another Regeki break. Pretty cool. Standby. Main is
and
good.
then the Serp, Sangin, or the Thunder Dragon, you'll be fine.
There it is. Pot of Greed is played again. He was cool with the last time. He's cool with this time. So I'll go ahead and draw two. Getting the tribe. Okay. Checking the grave. Still, I got the light and dark. How often do you check your graveyard too? That's another thing. I think I do that too much or not enough.
No, typically if I'm not gonna be able to focus on my match, I at least focus on my light and dark counts.
Okay.
I'll know what monsters are in there and what key spells are in there, and if I need to double check, make sure where my outs are, that's when I'll go check.
All right. So
Other than
he's
that, I don't really check my graveyard. Sometimes I do it just to flex.
So right now I don't this is where I'm kind of jammed up. Should I don't have a quality discard. This spy is kind of doing work for me. It's just sitting there in defense position. I'm fine with just kind of just rocking it right here. Is that a play or is that just too passive?
I may set down the spy only because there's another spy left in deck.
Okay,
So if he happens to,
my bad.
if you decide to get a little, I would summon it.
Yeah.
Next turn, if you're able to out the actual Thunder Dragon, I mean, you're in good shape. So here again, he has two Thunder Dragons in hand. You don't necessarily need to bait out anything for the back row.
Is
Could
there
have said Reggie, it's up to you.
is there a world where I go Sook and then knock this thing that he's got, this Thunder Dragon, or is that just not even worth it? That's just okay. So he's
We
gonna
don't
wing
know
blast
enough
me.
about
Right.
we don't
Okay.
know enough about his deck to do that. So
Okay.
I would hesitate to do that.
Okay. He wing blast me here, setting the spy back. Oh, what is going on? Okay, so he's got the goo coming in with the Don and the Thunder Dragon. I'll take both of those shots. Please don't grab this BLS. That would be fantastic. And he gets the Nomen Cross out, which is looking worse. So what are you making this deck, man? My man's got main deck Karibo. He's got uh, he's got the he's got the situation in his hand. I don't know what's going on. So
He has one Thunder Dragon in hand, so at this point you could set Spy, protect yourself, and set a Regeki break, or you can go Tribe and go a little bit of extra. I just don't know what's in his back row. I don't trust that it's not Solemn Judgment to waste your BLS just yet.
okay, I'll take the passive route. I'll keep it passive. I feel like our life is getting a little low, but at the same time, I feel like he's not really surprised me with his actions. Let's see. He's gonna just start turn, which is probably the play. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and draw for turn, getting the Ring of Destruction. Kaiku is stopping our chaos play, which is fine. I think is it worth Tsukiyomi on this Kaiku right now, or should I flip, get the other guy out of the deck, and then set it back down?
Um, I think you're safe with just the Suki play.
Okay,
Get that Kaiku off the board as soon as possible. In case of an emergency, you're going to want to be able to prevent damage because you're already at 34, and you have a Ring of Destruction to out other cards. So
okay.
that's, that's pretty smooth right here. So that's fine.
I'll take the 1100 and am I getting this ring down or just hang on to the ring as well?
You don't take 1100. Add back the 1100. That was his solemn.
Oh crap! I'm sorry. I'm so stupid. What am I doing? See, this is what I'm talking. Lack of focus, man. Lack of focus.
You're giving him the read that you have a ring. And that's what you just did.
Did I do that? Is that a good read? Oh no! I thought he was.
Like,
I thought he. Okay.
he,
Okay. Okay. You're right. You're right. Oh, dude, I
he
gotta focus.
mentally saw a Ring of Destruction. That's all.
Okay. You're true. You're right. You're right. I'm so bad. All right. So, should I get this ring down now, or should I just kind of just chill what I got?
Yeah, I would set the ring.
Yeah.
You're fine with setting the ring. You
He's
want
got.
to make sure that you can set up a possible game shot next turn also. There's Thunder Dragon and a blank in hand. We don't know what it is.
Oh, that's not good. Um, let's think about this for a sec. Okay, he's going to pop my
You're gonna
guy.
do damage here. That's fine.
Banish this. Okay.
In this case, math. No,
Oh,
yeah, the math doesn't matter now.
he did it. Okay, so I'm going to. I think I have to use both of these cards, right? Because this Don can't take this BLS. This BLS is my whole meal ticket.
Correct.
I got to use it. So he's gonna go full coward mode. Okay, whatever, dude.
That's kind of suspicious. I was ready to use both these traps, but we only need to use one.
Okay, so we're gonna
In this
go.
particular case, I would ring in this case because you could always Regeki break the back row and go for a nice dirty chip shot damage next turn.
Okay, let's go ahead and ring the Kaiku. Maybe he might solemn this, but if he does solemn this, I can play Regeki break. I know that. I think I've learned that.
Exactly, and then that's game for you if you yeah. He's at 18 now, so it's game for you.
In
This
phase,
Regeki break's gonna close it.
should I in phase this or don't even sweat it?
It's non-chainable. I wouldn't sweat it.
No,
Um,
I'm talking about his set that he has over there. I have a Regeki break here. Should I pop it on this or
it's
should
not
I?
gonna matter. What I'm
Okay,
saying is it's at end phase, so it's been down for a turn. So you could Regeki break,
okay,
discard the heavy now if you
got
want
it.
to, and then just summon attack for game.
Should I just play the heavy because it'll take out the Thunder Dragon too if I play it, if it goes through.
That's fine. Yep.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that and just win that way. Okay, cool, cool. I think we got it. We got him, boys. Unless he just rings me for right now for a game now, and I can just Regeki break his guy if he rings it. Royal oppression. Oh man, what are you doing, baby? All right, and then we just go ahead and just bring out the big dog, just like we drew it up. He had no chance. It was game over from the very beginning, folks. Oh, no, he's okay. He scooped it up.
You know, what's funny is a lot of that game you were worried about life, and a lot of people. This is a tip for players.
Okay,
I think AJT brought it up in one of the last videos, but life points are a resource. If you can manage to take as much damage without losing the game, but maintain resources, that's fine. Life is meant to be lost. As long as you don't get down to zero, you take that to your advantage.
All right.
In this particular case, I don't know about you, but there was enough warrior and beatdown and traps for me to bring in my 11 card or my
Board.
10 card side deck package. So I
Okay,
would
let's.
just jump right into those 10
I like it.
and swing out those 10 here. The only thing that was tricky about that is he ran Thunder Dragon, which makes me feel like I want Trap Dust Shoe, but I saw enough Solemn Judgment and Royal Oppression to say, you know what, the Kree may do some work. So
I like it, man. I like it. I like it. Man, this is dope, man. So actually, if you're watching this video, you're learning something because I'm definitely learning something. I'm getting better. I can feel it. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to this channel, man. We got Overdose in the building. We got Anthony Alvarado in here coaching it up. All right, so I got the meta, I got the faith, I got the breaker, royal decree, mirror force. Thunder Dragon's up again, turn one. Grabs both of them, hit a double up. Cool. All right, all
and
right.
the other thing that we can take note of last game is that he didn't have a spy when we mind control. So
Mm.
one of those situations where you know you're
What?
wow.
What's he
Depending on
doing?
what he does here, if he brings out a King Dragoon, that Mirror Force comes in handy. If he brings out anything else, we may get it handy with the Metamorphosis play. We'll just have to see what he does first.
That's crazy. Cyberstein, last warrior from another planet. Okay. So that's going to pop
Here
the
comes
Cyberstein. This can't be the line. This can't be the play. Okay. Cool. Okay. 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 Let's see. That just threw me, man. The ladder is wild sometimes. The ladder is a wild place. That's another one thing I would say as a non-coach. I would say take the ladder with the biggest grain of salt that you can find because sometimes things like this might happen. It might influence your decision makings and whatever. So I think I'm going to go ahead and try to just maybe I can. I got Book of Moon, so I can clear this guy at any point. I have the Royal Decree. I have the Mirror Force. I want to kind of get this faith in the game. Maybe set it up, set the book and the Mirror Force as well. I don't know. What should I do here? I can't summon.
uh, yeah, and
Well,
then you can't summon, so you can only set. So in my case, you can't afford to lose the faith
yeah. Okay.
without the meta. So that's gonna be one of your outs. Obviously, booking the monster it requires you to book the monster. So I would look for a solemn judgment out there. So maybe set the Mirror Force and Royal Decree. Hold on to
Okay.
the other cards. If he attacks, obviously you clear it with the Mirror Force. It
Okay.
has a solemn judgment, and ideally you'd be able to at least have an out by using your
Got
three
it.
card combination
Okay.
out the last warrior. But we'll play this patiently, see what he
Okay.
does.
He
No
already
no
came
sense
out
in
and
rushing it.
shotgun 5Gs for this last warrior another planet. I love this card, man. This card is cool as hell. What's your favorite card, man? What's your favorite card in the game? If you had to have a
I
favorite.
was a huge fan of Breaker. Breaker was always one of my favorite cards, so it's a
Okay.
shame that every once in a while I put him in the side deck. Poor
Yeah.
guy.
Hey man, you got to do what you got to do, man. He's a team player.
Sometimes the best player's on your bench, man.
Yeah,
It is what it is.
it is what it is. Okay, okay. So let's see if he elects to do some damage. He doesn't attack, so he's going to play it cool and just kind of chill behind this last warrior, which is fine.
Mhm.
I get the premature
We,
burial.
we can chill.
You want to just chill? Can we
We're,
just
ha-
chill
we're,
too?
we're happy to chill. I
Let's.
mean,
He wants to
the,
chill.
the
Let's
only
chill.
the only the only play you would do here is book summon Breaker, but that wouldn't make too much sense. And I'm not too concerned about him summoning a monster or anything like that. He can't with Last Warrior, so we're in
Okay.
good shape.
I wonder what's his game plan. I'm trying to figure out this person's deck and what they got going on. Maybe I don't know. Seems pretty interesting. Maybe he's waiting on a solemn judgment to kind of blast through this royal decree or blast through this mirror force. He's gonna keep setting. Okay. I got the spy. Maybe I can get that spy down. That's a pretty high quality set. I have a dark in my breaker. Get the spy out. Maybe noblemen that he might have. I can get
So one
those.
of the things Spy does is it'll bait out a nobleman.
Hmm.
It'll let you defend yourself, and it also sort of baits him to attack.
Okay.
He may be anxious, you know. So Spy's not a terrible set here. Obviously, if he tries to hit it, you're gonna block
Just
it, and then if it goes through, the other Spy won't be summoned. So
this is crazy. What is this? This is a wild game. Okay.
weird, yeah, weird. It's a weird combination, especially since last game we saw Kaiku Dons. So
Yeah.
we don't know. I just assume those are beat sticks waiting to be flipped up.
That could be like some kind of weird. Oh, did we lose him? Come on back, Dark Icarus. Oh, he's back. Okay, good. Because sometimes maybe he might be setting up some kind of weird OTK thing. Get all his guys down. You can't do that. Come on, man. Whatever. It's all good. He got
Family
it.
show time.
Yeah. It's all good, man. We out here. It's all good. I got another royal decree. Okay, okay. So I'm still big league chilling. I'm waiting on maybe a TT would be pretty cool. Get a TT down and then have it just explode his whole board. Maybe book and then a TT. That would be pretty hilarious. I don't know. Let's see if we can make something happen. Opponents draw passing with this last warrior from another planet. He just slaps that thing down. 5,000 is a hefty amount. Cyber should be banned or at least limited. What were they thinking? Okay,
And
so
this is one of those situations where obviously we wish we had Regeki breaks because the versatility of a Regeki break. So we're
yeah,
looking for Ring also as another potential card here. So yep, you can definitely toss.
get these in the hand just to kind of clear the deck. Okay, and then um, I don't want to get completely blown out by a heavy storm either, but I think um, I don't want to. Maybe I don't know. Maybe hold. I don't want to hold a Thunder Dragon. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. So I have to have two cards in play now. I can set the breaker if I so choose. But that's probably a meal
Never
ticket
do
as
that.
well. You want to set
He can
breaker?
ride the bench, but he's not. He can ride the bench, but he's not getting set.
He can't set him.
We
Okay,
don't
we'll
do
we'll,
that.
we'll hang on. We'll hang on to the
Set
breaker.
breakers. Up
Uh,
to Shaggy. We don't set breakers.
all right. What do you want to do? Can we go set another royal decree? Because I don't want to discard either.
Oh, no. In this case, I don't want to set the other decree in case we draw heavy storm.
Yeah.
I may say let's just set the faith in the Book of Moon here, and we can go sort of big game hunting next turn if we see the right cards here. In this particular case, if he attacks again, we still have the Mirror Force. He's
Okay.
likely unlikely to attack, I should say. But we can always there you go. He just passes.
Okay. So I'm
So let's draw.
draw. Let's get one in. Got a Sork here.
Okay.
Um, dang.
So now we can actually make a push here if we want. Um,
Okay.
so a few things we can do, right? We can obviously book a moon down the last warrior if we wanted to. Um, use the spy, flip it in order to get a dark into the graveyard because we contribute for a thunder dragon.
Okay.
Um, we can use sorcerer in main phase 2 to banish the last warrior. We summon it first in defense mode, tack it, flip it up, banish it.
Oh
So
wow.
there's quite a bit we could do here. So
All right. What do you
all that being said,
what do you think
all
about
royal decree.
what do you think about going with this royal decree play first to kind of get around the solemn judgment that he might have?
Let's try to royal decree first.
Let's try it. Let's see if it goes. Let's see if it happens. 'Cause that could be some more damage he takes for himself. Is that good? Chain. Oh, he's probably gonna wing blast some crap. Oh goodness gracious. That's on me. What's he
He's going to
chaining?
target that.
What's he targeting? Hit him with a target. What are we targeting here? Oh, he hits the royal decree. Okay, that's not. I'm not mad at that.
So we can always set the other royal decree and just wait the turn. I'll do it again next turn.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. Yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm
And this
cool.
is another situation. If we wanted to, we could book a moon, flip the faith, get back to book a moon, and then metamorphosis, thousand eyes.
Mm,
We want to clear his back rows before we do that. We don't want anything else resolving.
okay, and we got him to burn that wing blast, and he had a. I mean, that was a that's a pretty good card.
Try a decree here at
I'm
end
gonna decree
phase.
again. Let's do it again. Let's see
In
if
case
it.
that next one was another wing blast.
Okay, decree sticks. All right. So we're gonna start the turn. We're gonna draw another royal decree. Standby main. So now we can make our brain play. We could do the make sure I sequence this correctly. Okay, we're gonna book this guy. If it ever activates, got a little lag spike. Target this thing. Okay. Then we're flipping the spy. Flip spy, grab spy. Any position. I think attack is fine, right? Or it doesn't matter.
You can put in attack. Yeah,
Yeah.
because if we're gonna try to challenge the board and attack the set cards.
Okay.
Now here's an interesting play that we can make also. Um, we contribute for Thunder Dragon and metamorphosis into a Balter.
Okay.
We have something to stop. and then we have the light and dark, so that way we can actually negate a down card and obviously main phase two. I mean, summon the sorcerer before we go into battle phase, so that way we
Okay.
can banish in main phase two.
Got it. Okay. And the faith, should I get faith and flip and grab back the meta or the book? Which one are we valuing here?
We can we'll determine that after we banish the 1,000. 'Cause
Okay.
we don't know what we want yet, just yet.
Okay. Then we're
Um,
gonna go meta here.
cool.
All right. Grabbing the boy has landed. Okay. Dark Balter is in the building. All right. Then we're gonna go Sork as well. Correct. We're gonna go Sork. I'm gonna throw him in
Working defensive.
throw him in defense. Yeah. Let's do that. We're gonna
Yeah, I
banish.
saw a Dawn. I didn't see a reinforcement, so
Okay. And then
so don't flip faith just yet.
yeah. Okay. Okay.
We're going to if he has Book of Moon, we can always flip and get the metamorphosis back if we wanted to. So
Okay. Okay.
we're doing just that now. We can definitely use him to attack if we're not worried about damage. So try to negate an effect. So let's use the middle or the oldest one. So it's up to you.
I'll go middle. I'll go middle. He probably put the good stuff in the middle. Dang it. He did put the good stuff in the
That's
middle. And I want this guy to
fine.
attack the last warrior, correct? All right, so let's go ahead and crash this thing into this. Okay, I'll take the 1100 damage. Cool. And then
sorcerer banishing
main
two.
phase 2, declare onto that. Cool. And I'm still not flipping this phase, or we're going to flip it here and it's not. Is it worth
To
it?
me, I don't feel the need to get it. I mean, you can flip it and get Book of Moon. I would say
Yeah.
actually. I
Yeah.
forgot Book of Moon's in there. So flip, get Book of Moon, main phase two.
Yeah, let's declare. Let's grab this Book of Moon.
You can
And
set that back.
yeah, just to protect somebody. Snatch steal. Whenever I play ball, this dude always gets snatched. He gets snatched so early and often. It's ridiculous. All right, so we're gonna get the Book of Moon. We're gonna set that and we'll pass.
Now, depending on what he snatches, we could book. But if he snatches, for example, Balter, we can always summon. I don't think he would, but we can always summon the breaker and break it. It just depends what he does.
Okay. Okay, so this guy. My hand is not even that great, if I'm being completely honest. Let's see what he elects to do. But I'm still booking this, right? And just get back the book if he goes into either my guy.
That's right.
So he's gonna mind con.
You can negate it, negate it, negate it, negate it.
Oh, that's
negate
right,
it,
right,
negate it,
right, right,
negate
right,
it.
right, 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 right. Man, I was fucked up. Oh man. See, I'm in autopilot. That's easy. That's why
This is why it's hard to. No, it's hard to coach and not play the game.
You're right. You're right. And we're
That's
because
hard
we're
to know
talking.
what you're
Yeah, and
doing.
we're talking. And we get kind of caught up. Okay. Okay. I forgot he said again. We all. That was so good. That was so good. Okay. Okay.
Last minute, I'm like, why did that work?
Dude,
Like,
just
why did
all right.
that card was not supposed to be real? And
We'll
I accidentally balled it.
we'll put hey man negate that one time. We'll know. No, it's good. It's good. So he's thinking maybe he didn't know the effect of Dark Vault or he didn't think I would do that. Okay, he's got one light. He's got one dark. If it is who is it? It's a Sork. Okay. Maybe he might go in for an attack, which would be pretty chill. He still got a lot of cards in hand too. He's gonna banish the Balter.
Um,
Is that worth wasting the Book of Moon, or I just let?
I would save the book.
Okay, yeah, he's out of here.
Balter did his job.
He did your, you did your duty, Dark Balter. Thank you for your participation. Then he's got the Graceful Charity. Okay.
We weren't gonna be able to stop that regardless.
Yeah, it is what it is.
An interesting game.
Oh man, Last Warrior Stall. What is it? This deck is crazy, man. Hey,
I'll just share. It's very very different piloting a deck and coaching through.
yeah,
So shout out to those coaches out there in the world who wish they can get on the field and do it themselves. It's definitely
yeah.
a different ballgame.
Because you're in control of it. And we're talking. We're having a little conversation. It's just a little bit different, but I think we're fine. I think he got another mind control. Okay, he's going to mind control. He's going to take our Sork. If he declares his effect, is that worth the Book of Moon play here?
No, because he could flip it right back up.
Oh, that's
Do it
right.
again anyway.
Damn, I'm stupid. Oh my god. Okay, okay.
We just gotta be mindful. If he chooses one of our monsters, then we can make some choices.
Okay.
His sorcerers cannot attack.
His sorcerer can attack. The Dawn can attack. Let's see how our opponent elects to break this down. Okay, so they're gonna elect to banish himself. Okay. He got another chaos. Good grief. Stole me out. Dark Icarus. Oh my goodness. Man, this is just a lot going on. So he's going to banish the
Okay,
magician's effect.
so
We should
hold
book
on
this.
before let's think about this. So one of our ways back in the game is to mature back faith
Mm-hmm.
and use metamorphosis that we can get back now if we book it. So
Right. I think it's worth it.
that's probably our way. So I'm thinking we book here to protect it. Hopefully, it doesn't have a third mind control knock. But he's gonna try to come at you with another summon. Be mindful that we could be losing some cards in hand too.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Try it out, see what happens.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to just see what happens. I was wondering how we got so far behind. I see. He played some pretty good cards so far. 200 defense. It's 400. I'll let him know. I don't have time to shark. Get on Google it. I'm not gonna do him like that. I'm not gonna do him like that.
You
Oh
know
my
this.
goodness. Oh, now our decree is setting us up. I will go move here. Okay. So we might be
I said
dead.
mind control. It's not. Oh, he forgot to put the Reaper in attack mode.
Oh man, hate to see it. Absolutely hate to see it. Okay, we're gonna go to the grave. We're gonna grab back the metamorphosis. Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
gonna try to recover.
All right, we'll take 14. All right, so this is
Hopefully he hits Decree or Thunder Dragon.
Decree or Thunder Dragon will be great. That will be. Oh, he has the premature burial. That is not what I wanted to hit. All right.
It's
All right.
unfortunate.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Groovy. All right, we just need a good card. That's all. That's a good card. That is a wonderful card. Is it alive? It's not. Okay. Okay. I can be though with this metamorphosis.
Make it
Ah.
live. Yeah, and the best part is the metamorphosis. No, well, there's two things. So we could also main phase two Gatling Dragon to start clear some damage too, or clear the board. But we'll see. What do you
Okay.
think you should do?
All right. I think I should. Okay. 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 I see it coming together now. I see it coming together. I can go ahead and bring down this breaker, pop the snatch deal, get my guy back, sack for Thunder Dragon, uh, get my dark set up. BLS comes down. I can then attack both of the Sorks, maybe, and then see what happens after that. Is that bad or what?
Well, the huge problem with that is that you can't summon Breaker, get back the Spy, and then summon Thunder Dragon. That'd be two summons in that
Damn
case.
it. Okay. No, I knew that. I knew that. Okay. New plan. New plan. Okay. So I have to play. Sorry, I'm drunk. I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. I have to play the meta. The meta has to be played. Okay. I have to meta this thing for Darkfire. Then thinking, I'm gonna hit him with a thinking face, dude. Sorry, I'm taking time. Sorry. All right. He's gonna be pissed. All right. So I gotta go Darkfire out of this thing, right? Is that or just Dark?
Yeah, that or the Breaker, right? Because
Yeah.
the Breaker, is it just the choice? If you use the Dark Fire with the Breaker, then you keep the Spy. The Dark Fire still runs over the Dawn,
Uh huh.
and you can run over two sorcerers with your BLS.
All right.
At least you keep the Spy in defense mode versus a Breaker in attack mode that does nothing against a Reaper anyway.
All right. All right.
Let's summon the Breaker.
All right. So we're breaking. Get a counter.
He says anything? No.
Breaker's good. All right, we're popping the snatch deal. Go on, snatch deal. All right, then I'm gonna go meta.
To be honest, you didn't even need to get back the Spy off Snatch, but
Oh
they
crap!
popped the unknown.
All
So
right,
get Dark Fire.
really? Oh, so you talking about just popping a rant like a these are traps, man. They gotta be traps.
The Spy wasn't doing anything to you.
Okay, just leave them
Well, at
there.
least you get it back to defend yourself. So
Okay, just in case my
uh,
play fails. Let's go ahead and shift this guy to defense then. Okay, okay, okay.
bring out the BLS.
All right.
And the other option was to main phase two BLS into to
Oh,
banishing Gowling, but you had to do that all main phase two. You have summon breaker, suicided him into something.
got it. Okay.
Here at least you try to beat over guys. So
Let's try it. If he's got Bookemon, he's just the best duelist in the universe. That's no big deal. People cut their Book of Moons, man. People stop playing Book of Moon. That card's too damn good to just not play. I don't know why people aren't playing it no more, but I don't know. So that's gonna work. Shout out to the Royal Decree. Now he's got Snatch, and I just loot. He already played Snatch, didn't he? Yeah, I can't. He can't play it again. All right, cool.
he's already with two mind control. So I'm thinking decent shape here. Next turn you can always banish and attack for game. We'll see what happens.
Whew, man. See, this is the focus that I'm talking about, man. This is me in a tournament. Just imagine me by myself in here, just making these wazoo off the wall play. He's got Upstart. I'll take 1,000.
Last turn he did spend two Chaos Sorcerers. You know he doesn't have the BLS. He probably would have went in for game. So I think he'd
Mm.
be in decent shape here.
All right, so I'll start turn. Got to send a Serpent. Standby main. I guess we just go ahead and just banish the unknown. Get that card out of here.
It's a matter of if you want to your choice. You can go for game or you can banish the unknown.
I think I'm just gonna play it safe. I'm a safe Sammy. I'm just gonna declare this effect, banish the unknown.
It's just a fighter.
Oh, it's another Reaper. Okay.
Very cool.
And
No
then
deal.
I will I'll just no point in setting the serpent, right? Is there any value in that?
You have to play to his out. So typically in this type of situation, if you're new to the game, you want to make sure that you can beat around outs. Since Snatch is gone and Ring is inactive because of the Royal Decree, he doesn't have sort of an OTK he can hit you back with. One thing I would do is put that Darkfire to defense mode in case he's able to drop his own BLS
Mm,
and do shenanigans because we don't know his deck.
okay.
Um, but I don't think you need the Sinister set necessarily in this case.
Okay.
It could beta Mind Control, it could beta Nobleman for your future drawn, faiths, but I think you're in good shape here. Plus, you still got another Metamorphosis in your deck, so card destruction. So card destruction would be lovely because you
Yeah.
already have a decree.
Joe again, the spiritualist. See, this is kind of shit that I'm talking about, dude.
I don't know if that spy was the special summon spy or there's only
uh,
one spy in play, right? So it's not
it's
special summon.
it's I
Oh,
honestly
which
can't remember.
one?
I can't remember.
Remember
Uh,
shenanigans.
I would 13 left, 46, right? Three. Okay.
Emmanuel over here.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just gonna soft cheat and be like it definitely wasn't. I don't know. Uh, any position. I think attack is fine, right? Or it doesn't matter.
You can put an attack. Yeah,
Yeah.
because if we can, we'll determine that after we banish the 1,000.
No, I don't know. I'm gonna be like it definitely wasn't. I don't know. Soft
Hey,
cheat.
that's a good choice.
I wanted to keep my normal spot if it makes you feel any better. Maybe I'm a cheater. Sorry. I apologize. All right, so we got. All right, so we got this spy. That sucked, man. Jowgen really put in work right there. I guess I can attack this damn thing, right? What's stopping me from just killing this Jowgen? Is that worth it?
I think- Yeah, I mean, you could put the spy in attack mode or summon sinister. What do you think you should do?
Shoot, that's a tough one. I think Summon Sinister might be the play. I didn't even think about that. Just crash it with or kill him with Sinister. I think that might be the wave. If he brings out Kaiku, at least he can't banish or clear my main defenses. So we'll do that and we'll attack this thing.
Yeah, sort of where I went when I hinted at last turn. Plus, you'd have dropped him down by the way to like 500, but no premature would have been live and stuff like that. So you have to think about stuff like that.
Okay.
Now he could premature dawn and hit you or do something funky like that. But one thing to consider is that again, you could draw Metamorphosis, you could draw Card Destruction, you could draw a
Uh,
bunch of things. Good
yeah.
for Charity, I think, is still alive. So that Sinister being on the field means you have to tribute, put the Sinister in graveyard, then wait a following turn. So it's
And
one of
there's the
those.
premature
It goes
too.
premature. Yeah. So
Dang.
probably he drew the premature. Sometimes you just know the cards that are coming off the top of the deck.
Sometimes you just know. Okay.
It's about the number of reps. You just the
Is
reps
it?
tell you.
How?
Like start seeing stuff.
Okay, that's unfortunate.
Start seeing ghosts, the ghost of breaker drawn and BLX drawn because you just seen it so many times that you know it's gonna happen.
Okay, okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and go main. I'm gonna play this upstart. Okay.
That sinister may cost you the game because that watch a meta come off the top. I'll go, okay,
Um,
so maybe a good opportunity for us to all out.
I'll set it. I'll set it and forget it. Pass. Throw it over to my opponent. Oh wow, that's rough. That's rough, man. That's why you got to do the coach's corner, man. Because I'm making a lot of mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Showing my inexpertise or whatever word you want to say. We're gonna banish this guy. Get him out of here. If he attacks me with his Reaper, he didn't do it. So okay, we're chilling. We're big league chilling. I get the Knight Assailant. Okay. Is that worth setting? He has a Nobleman yet.
No flips in your graveyard, right?
I have no flips in the grave.
So it's one of those situations that you're not going to be able to take advantage necessarily of the Night Assailant discard, but it is something that you can again hold for card destruction,
Okay. Yeah, I'll just hang on
just to
to
have an
it.
additional card. Yeah, because the thing is, if you get real desperate, I would hold on to it. If you
Yeah.
get real desperate and you need to card D for a large number of cards to find a Metamorphosis, for example,
Mm-hmm.
at least you have one more resource in your hand.
Okay.
The other thing is, if you look at your graveyard one more time, you have the Light and Dark.
Okay.
So you could also card D for something like.
Is this goat's
I would
here?
not play Gold.
Should I goat's here or
I
just
would
eat this
not.
damage?
Eat the damage. Its life points are a resource. If you start giving him Go tokens, you have less time to get to possible metamorphosis. So
Oh, there it is too. Okay.
it's the card deal. It's almost like you can again, see it.
See you. How do you do this, man? That's impressive. That is super impressive. All right, so I'm playing it, man. Or should I duo this guy? Get his two
Or
cards.
you're still not desperate. You're not
I'm
desperate.
not desperate.
You're
I'm
not.
chilling. Oh, dude.
I
Should
mean,
I
what
duo?
are you going? If you draw metamorphosis, for example, what are you doing this turn with
You're
it?
right. I'm bad, dude. I'm bad. I want to duo this guy.
So
Can I take his cards or no? Is it worth it?
you can minimize the effect of a card D, right? It's one less card for him. Well, I mean, one less card for you, two for him. So you could do that.
Okay. Okay. Let's do it. Sorry, man. I get excited, man. I'm excitable.
See good
Karibo.
cards. Oh yeah, Karibo.
Book of Moon. He does play Book of Moon. Sweet. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and we're gonna go ahead and end it up and let him do what he's gonna do. 1,600 life points for the opponent. Battle phase. He's cracking in for it. I can't take this 23. Cause
This time you activate because now if
yeah.
you card destruction, you may see a metamorphosis. So then it's fine. You could see a chaos, which would also be fine.
Okay, so he hits one. Cool. MST, which is pretty cool as well. Um,
Technically, that outs the chaos
it,
sorcerer,
it
which is
does. So
super
I should
interesting.
probably hang on to that. And I shouldn't card D that away. I think I should keep that. Um, I think
Do
I'll.
you want do you want to activate it or do you want to set it? Because if you set it, you can't activate it this turn.
I think
Those who are new,
I think I want to set it and then wait another turn and then card D. Get one more card.
that's fine.
All right, let's do
Yep.
it.
For those
Let's.
who are new, once you set a quick play, you can't activate it. Wait. Okay, I
Oh
see what you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just setting it to just stall out one more turn and then I'll. But should I quick play this guy? He's gonna just banish. Okay, cool. We got away with that. We got away with murder. Magician of Faith. Now, whew,
Now your card destruction has a.
has a target. Look at that, man. See, the plan works. Oh man, I'm learning. I'm learning. I'm learning. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and activate this card D for 4, but I get the Magician of Faith to come back. It would have been nice to keep that in this server. Now I see that. Now I see the errors in my ways. Another Karibo. What is going on?
He's not dying today.
All right, draw 4, and then I get the Magician of Faith back. Still didn't get any dope cards to my, but you know, um,
I'll say one thing: you're gonna set yourself up really nicely if you prevent him from hitting that faith with that MST. You have the heavy storm with a Suki lock potentially here, so
okay. So you think he's got Nobleman? He hasn't played one yet. He's got to have one by now. He's got maybe he took him out. Maybe he took him out. Maybe he doesn't play Nobleman. No way, right?
guys, yeah, I would maybe just set it. If you're
Whatever.
not gonna go for anything.
Yeah, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. Hopefully he does not have another Book of Moon. That would just be a Roman tragedy. We'll see.
Even then, you're gonna be able to flip faith, get it back in meta, and then you have Thousand Eyes, just take it and
What is?
Sukiyomi.
He's got another chaos
That's
play being made. This is the Black Luster Soldier. That is unfortunate. Okay, he's going to banish. He put it in attack mode. So think about this. Let's think about this for a second. If he
Mhm.
launches an attack, is there a way I MST my thing and then mirror force his dudes?
You'd mirror then MST.
Oh, he's not attacking though.
Fine.
All right. All right,
Now we need to
Metamorphosis.
draw.
Metamorphosis, come on, man. You're in the deck. Not you, Sangan. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Fine.
That's unfortunate. Well,
We can just set the goat if we needed to here.
okay, yeah, we'll set it. That's fine.
I
Yep.
also have some more time.
We're big time chilling. We're big time chilling over
We're,
here.
right now, we're waiting for Tribe for a game. To be honest, like he's at 16. Tribe is in our deck. We have Heavy Storm.
We
Tribe
have
is the you're out.
we have a ton of outs left in this deck. There are a significant amount of outs in this deck. All right, so we're gonna send that to the grave. Uh,
Here's an interesting choice. We can go Mirror Force in MST.
I kind of want to do that, but I kind of want to keep these traps out. I'm sure he has like all kind of solemn judgments back there. I'll let him eat up some more goats, and then next turn we can do that. What do you think? Is it worth it?
Oh, that's fine. That's
Yeah,
fine.
I'll let him chew up some goats. Maybe it's probably the wrong play, probably the wrong play, but I'm gonna let him eat up some goats. Give him build some false sense of security in my opponent, and then next turn I hit him with the gobbledygook. We'll see. Come on, we haven't played any Trinity yet either. Pot of Greed would be fantastic. Grace of Charity, this is pretty good too. Okay, and I got Tsukiyomi as well. That is not a bad card. Hmm. Is there a world where I could just win right now if I could just get this heavy storm off?
Yes. Yeah, yeah. Because so just to, if you think it out, right? If
Yep.
you were to heavy, you'd clear the sorcerer, and he'd have a BLS and a Reaper left. What's your play with that?
I'm gonna go snatch, steal, banish, soup, flip up, attack for game. That's got to be the line.
Yeah, unless he has a third Karibo, you should be fine.
All right, we're doing it. All right, so there's no point of shotgun anything. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and play heavy storm. Okay, it all worked out. So he got a lot of that. Road Decree did a great job. You did great, Road Decree. You're done here. Skill drain too. This is deck.
Sometimes it be like that.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and snatch steal the VLS. Another Krebo is just too hilarious for me to even describe. So I'm not even gonna, not gonna deal with it. All right,
Check
there.
his graveyard. Check his graveyard. Just so we're on the same page. This is the same game. If you check his out of play, that he summoned Last Warrior, right?
Yeah. All right.
So just want to call that out.
All right. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna set him. Reset his effect because that does work in Go format, folks. If you reset his effect, I am free to attack with both. And he just going and win. GG's well played. Dark.
Easy.
Whew.
It's easy 2-0.
GG. I'm gonna hit him with GG's anyway, just in case he comes back. I mean,
Pot is next.
all
Pot's
right,
next. Here
all
we
right.
go.
Mill,
Decree.
Mill. What? Look at this, dude. Where's the? Where is
You
it?
don't need it. You don't need it.
Where is look, graceful? Okay. Where is it?
You
Three
saw
cards
Duo.
left. Okay,
Yeah, you
okay.
saw Duo. You stopped his Karibo that protected you for game.
All
Because of
right,
pot.
all right. That was dope, man. That was dope. That was dope, champ. Hey, sorry that was a pretty long video. That was a really interesting deck, interesting matchup. Shout out to you, Dark. What was the name? Dark Panic, Dark Crisis. I can't remember. Dark. I'll put it down there. It was a long match, man. And I still, like you said, you saw some of my focus issues I have firsthand. I just get too excitable, too rambunctious, and I just want to
Banish,
play
banish,
cards.
banish, banish, banish. I mean, negate.
Okay. Yeah. And if I soft
Yeah,
cheated,
but you
I
know,
don't think I did, but I'll watch the film again and see if I did. It wasn't my intent, you
yeah.
know.
One of the interesting things about Coach's Corner, I do appreciate you having me on, is that when you're playing these games on ladder, it's definitely a different environment. The best practice for tournament play, I will say, is to make sure you log on to the Go Format Discord, Format Library Discord. Check out the War League. Get a bunch of games in against tournament caliber players, and that'll get you tournament caliber ready. So that's my last advice to all you guys. I appreciate JDZ having me on. Shout out to the Go community, and I did say I would shout out the player. I won't give his real name out, but on Discord he's Scrub Danger 1996. He and I
Mm.
had a good talk about this particular deck. I wish him luck at the next event, and he's someone that may or may not perform well at GGP CT, but I gave him some advice and hopefully he takes it and we roll with that. So
All
just
right.
looking to shout out people in the community and those who are up and coming. So shout out to him and the Go format.
Dude, that's dope, man. You guys heard it. You guys heard it from the champ, man. And like I said, I had Dale on, I had LaBounty on. I really emulate and idolize you guys and what you've accomplished in your illustrious Yu-Gi-Oh career. And thank you so much for taking the time to come by and do this, man. It was lots of fun. Hopefully, I can get you to come back and do it again. This was a great. I learned so much, and I'm gonna incorporate it to my game immediately. And I hope you guys do too. So make sure you go ahead and get into the comment section. Tell me how trash I am. Tell me how heat the champ is, and then we can all get better, because that's the whole goal of what I'm trying to accomplish here. So thank you guys for watching. I'm JDZ. I play Goats. Until the next time, shout out to the real ones. Salute to the OGs. We out. Peace.
This program was made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.